Hello everybody, this is Tipa Childers and I am back to do a tutorial on the candy wrapper pencil bag. I had some requests on this tutorial. I have been watching some videos on YouTube, and the one that caught my eye the most that inspired me to make these is this tutorial by Sweet Tutorials. It's the No Sew candy wrapper zipper pouch, and it's super cute, but I didn't want the zipper like in the middle here. Same thing with this one. I didn't want the zipper right through his face, so I decided to keep the zipper up on top. And I also like the idea of having the flat bottom bag instead of the straight bag, because I tend to put a lot of stuff in my bags. This was a huge gummy bear bag. It was like humongous, and I cut it down to the size of the pencil bag that I needed. So I'll show you. So my pens lay across in this bag. You can see where I use the clear packing instead of duct tape. In the video she uses all duct tape, but I really wanted to see my pens, and also this wrapper lend itself to being clear on this side. But like I said, go watch Sweet Tutorials video to get another perspective with the zipper in the front. So here's my bag. Alright, let's get started. You're gonna need a large candy bag. So I had one more M&M bag, and it's super huge. I mean, this is like humongous. You're gonna need some tape. I'm gonna use just white duct tape because of the colors in my candy wrapper. And I thought this color would be okay because it's kind of like chocolate color. Okay, and you're gonna need a heavy duty stapler and the cutting mat, a ruler, an X-Acto knife so you can cut a straight line, or scissors will work. Alright, let's get started. First thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cut it open. It was like this, and I cut it open, and then you're going to tape it all up with your duct tape. Alright, so once you have this cut out and there's duct tape on this side, just like that, you're going to get your zipper and you're going to lay it with the zipper side down. So just like this. And then we're just going to take your heavy duty stapler and just staple it all down. And let me do that one more time. Okay, so you're going to want your staple kind of in between this edge and the zipper. And this is all going to be covered with duct tape, so don't worry about it. Okay? Oops. And if you make a mistake, just take off your staple, just like that, and redo it. There you go. So you're going to take your duct tape, you're going to eyeball it, cut off a piece of tape, and the easiest way that I found it is to put it this way and take the piece of tape and put it right along this edge but it's not covering the zipper, but it is covering the staples. Okay, now take it and turn it the other way, and what you're going to do is you're going to hand press the zipper, just pull it straight, and then just push down. Okay, and this gives me the cleanest taping that I could figure out, because when I tried to do it, you know, just laying it down, try and tape it, it got all bunched up on me. So this is the easiest way that gives me a nice neat look. We're going to cut this excess off. I'm just going to cut around here because I don't want to cut my zipper because it'll unravel. Just like that. And we're going to tape it down anyways. No worries. Here is what the finished edge is going to look like. Do you see that? So now we're going to do the same thing with the other side. So we're just going to lay this zipper right on here, fold it up so that it lines up pretty good, and then just start stapling. And on this part, I also found that I couldn't open the zipper and do it because I just couldn't get it exactly even, because when I tried it the way that the other video showed where they unzipped this, I couldn't seem to align it correctly. So the best way for me is to just leave it closed, because now you know that it's totally aligned. Okay, so now you're going to flip it over and you're going to do the same thing. So you're going to take it and lay the zipper down flat, just like that. So now your zipper is totally flat. So again, I'm just going to cut off this excess just because I don't want these little excess to be sticking up to me or my surface. But you can totally leave this hanging if you want to, because you can cut it later. Alright, so this is it. So that's what it looks like on the inside. I'm going to leave this zippered for now and do one side, because I found that when I unzipped it, sometimes it doesn't line up properly. So here it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to staple across here, but I want this to have a bottom edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to staple it to about here. And let me grab the ruler, because I want it to be the same on both sides. We'll say about 2 inches. So I want to staple all the way down to about 2 inches from the bottom up. So I'm going to start right where my fingernail is. Right there. Now I'm going to staple all the way down. Take this bottom edge right here, this corner, and tuck it right in the middle of this crease. Just like that. And now I'm going to staple these two. So here's a staple here and a staple here. And now we're going to tape this whole area again, so it hides all of the staples and it gives you a nice edge. Again, eyeball it and cut it, because I want it right up against this edge Okay. And I'm going to cut off just a little portion of this because I don't want to cover all of my zipper. So I'm going to cut off just a little bit of this area. Let me use my smaller scissors. There we go. So I just cut off just a little portion of it because I didn't want it to stick onto the zipper, too much of the zipper portion. This is the time that you can cut this piece off. And I cut it off so that it gives me a nice straight edge so it's not bulky. But you can totally leave it on and just tape it right over the top of it. Yeah, I think I'm just going to cut all the way around this area. The scissors seem to... And definitely don't use your great scissors to cut this duct tape. It's definitely not worth it. You don't want to ruin your nice scissors. Okay, so now so I cut off another piece off this edge, and I'm going to fold it down. And remember where we cut off that piece? So now it lays flat. And now you're going to take pieces of tape and tape this area so that it's secure. Put it right along here like this. And then I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut straight across here. This is the time that you're going to want to take this zipper and zip it down, or you'll never be able to get into this thing. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to measure 2 inches from the bottom. Here it is all done. So now is the fun part. You get to turn it inside out or right side in. There's your bag, zipped. Store your pens, your post-it notes, anything, and it sits like a bag. And if you want to, you can also tape this ridge down, but I'm just going to leave it. Alright, so we're done. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!